Overtime
V3 from Apollon Nutrition has released. So to give you guys a little bit of a view of the progression, this was V1, so from Apollon Nutrition. At the time, it was Anarchy Labs, which was a sister company of Apollon. So this was the original iteration of Overtime.
It's original.
Version 2.
I like that look better.
Yeah, this is the traditional Apollon logo when they transported it over. Just landed. I
Oh,
think we got the first bottle out.
Wait, I like the background. It makes me feel smart.
Look at all of
See the background? No, you can't see it. There, do you see it? It looks like neurons firing.
Yeah. Super, super sexy label. Apollon's really been doing some cool stuff with their labels. They've got a new, I guess I can't say it yet, but it's coming soon. The label on that, the one I showed you the other day.
Yeah, I saw it.
That was awesome, wasn't it?
Yeah, it does have cool labeling.
It does have cool labeling.
Powerful.
So thank you to Robbie, Caroline, and the rest of the Apollon crew for sending this out to us. Some slight differences between V3 and V2. We're going to kind of go over all of this. This is kind of like a product breakdown, since this is, I think, going to be we're one of the first people to get our hands on the Overtime
I tried it today.
You had a half serving of it today. Everybody knows my love and affinity for Overtime. It was one of the first collaborations Robbie and I had together, where I had some input on the formula and kind of putting everything together.
So I'm having some of your handiwork.
This has a special place in my heart. I love this product. Its standard supplement stack of mine is half a serving of Overtime with a full scoop of Bare Knuckle, which is the Apollon stem-free pre-workout.
Got it.
Lots of good overlapping complementary ingredients in there.
Complementary, that's a math term.
There it is. All right, so major highlights. Full serving, 8 capsules per full serving, and you're getting 510 milligrams of caffeine.
It's a lot.
Total. So that's a lot, but it's broken up between
fast-acting and slow-acting?
Yes, exactly. So you get 300 milligrams of caffeine anhydrous in a full serving, backed up by 267 milligrams of dicaffeine malate. That's 75% actual caffeine yield. So you're getting some fast-acting caffeine there. You're getting some slow-acting caffeine to kind of help you stay and help you go into overtime. There you go. I know.
This is the name of the product!
Okay, so we're going to run down the list. So we have full serving facts for all of this.
Okay.
And an 8-capsule full serving dose. 2,000 milligrams of L-tyrosine, an amino acid that serves as a building block for dopamine.
For happiness.
Yes, dopamine is mood, motivation, motor control, decision making, also helps with athletic performance. And there's some studies showing that long-term endurance exercise actually depletes dopamine levels in the brain. So that also corresponds with an sustained elevation in serotonin. So that's part of where the central fatigue factor comes in. So if you're engaged in very strenuous activities, supplementing with tyrosine can help maintain higher levels of dopamine. So you get longer lasting mood, motivation, focus, aggression.
So if I'm going on a marathon run, I would probably not be happy afterwards.
Not really, unless you're supplementing with
supplementing with some of this action.
Yeah. We've got 750 milligrams of lion's mane. So here's the big difference between V3 and V2. There's 600 milligrams of lion's mane in V2, 750 milligrams of lion's mane in V3. So 250 milligrams more. You all know lion's mane is one of my favorite medicinal mushrooms.
I like it.
It's got a whole bunch of fun polysaccharides in it that stimulate nerve growth factor in the brain, which is a brain protein that's responsible for the growth, development, and survival of neurons. It helps all kinds of good stuff. So I take between 1 and 3 grams of the fruiting body powder every day, just outside of whatever other supplements I'm taking. And so this is the fruiting body as well, not the mycelium, the fruiting body, which has got a little bit different ratio than the mycelium does.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Solid dose of that there. And lion's mane is an ingredient you kind of want to take every day. It's got cumulative and additive benefits.
That's good to know, guys.
Yeah.
You can't like overdo it on lion's mane.
I mean, the lone human studies that have been done on it have maxed out around 3 grams per day of it, and they baked it in a little cookie, so they had lion's mane cookies that they were using it in.
When you say maxed out, though, did anything happen?
No, beyond that, no.
Nobody's done testing on after that. Got it.
Correct, yeah. To this date, 3 grams has been the most done in humans as of this publication of this video. We also have 750 milligrams of phenylethylamine, which is PEA, very fast-acting compound. It's got a half-life of about somewhere between like 5 to 15 minutes. PEA is a central nervous system stimulant. Also boosts levels of happiness, feel good. So it gives you a burst of like motivation, excitement.
You're feeling good right when you take it.
Right. The problem is that it's got a really short half-life.
I was about to say 15 minutes is per short half-life.
Yeah, it gives you like that initial spark, but then it kind of waits. But we've got
you can feel it right away.
Correct.
I get it.
We've got some complementary ingredients in here to help with that, though. We've got 300 milligrams of Aurea gerensis extract, standardized for N-phenyl dimethylamine, which is another PEA-like alkaloid.
Okay.
So that's going to help extend and prolong the happiness and euphoria effects. In addition to that, we've also got 75 milligrams of hordenine, which was not found in V2 of Overtime. So hordenine is a alkaloid that you can find in barley, and a few other plant extracts.
Here.
It acts as an MAO inhibitor. So MAO is the enzyme that degrades PEA and a couple of the other catecholamines in the body.
So by stopping it, I'm helping my PEA.
Bingo, exactly. So the hordenine in combination with the ureagerensis and the PEA leads to longer lasting euphoria and all that. Lots of energy, lots of euphoria.
Who doesn't want to be happy all the time?
Correct. We've already touched on the caffeine, the dicaffeine malate. We also have 300 milligrams of rhodiola rosea root, which is another favorite adaptogen of mine. That's a good thing to like. I like that in the afternoons where I'm typically don't want to have any more coffee. I don't feel like I need more caffeine in my system necessarily, but it's just something to kind of like flick the lights on and get like a little boost for like energy without the caffeine and stimulatory qualities. Rhodiola kind of does that for me. It's like sometimes you can use certain adaptogens like ashwagandha or something like that. Ashwagandha for me personally is very calming. Rhodiola, on the other hand, kind of picks me up and gives me a little bit of a neural charge. It's got some pretty decent evidence for anti-fatigue benefits, especially like for endurance exercise and just anti-stress benefits as well.
Okay.
So helps clear out the cobwebs, energizes the brain, get you going.
Let's do this.
It also has some serotonergic activity and mild acetylcholinesterase inhibition effects as well. Well, serotonin will make you feel happy.
Oh.
Acetylcholinesterase inhibition, so acetylcholine, which we'll get into, is the main learning neurotransmitter in the brain. So acetylcholine is responsible. It's called the learning neurotransmitter, but it also affects mind-muscle connection too.
That makes sense.
Yes. So to support acetylcholine release in here, we've got 600 milligrams of alpha GPC 50%. So that would be a 300 milligram yield of alpha GPC. With that, so you're going to have rhodiola inhibiting the breakdown of acetylcholine, while alpha GPC is increasing the substrates that are promoting and increasing acetylcholine release in the brain.
Got it.
Further supporting that, we've also got 30 milligrams of Nootropic, which is a synthetic relative of piracetam, the original nootropic from way back in the day. Nootropic is awesome for a number of reasons. It increases brain-derived neurotrophic factor and nerve growth factor, which are two of those brain proteins that
are good for you.
Right, for the growth, survival, maintenance of neurons.
Got it.
It also increases acetylcholine signaling in the brain, so it ramps up acetylcholine firing in the brain. So one of the problems with these these cholinergic compounds, if you don't provide enough substrate and you just take a bunch of like Nootropic or some of these other things, you can get choline depletion to where you either get headaches, brain fog, tiredness, feel weird. So
opposite of what you're looking for.
Correct. So by supplementing with the alpha GPC in there, you're going to have higher levels of acetylcholine to complement the ramped up acetylcholine usage from Nootropic, and you're also going to help it stay around longer with some of the acetylcholinesterase inhibition properties of rhodiola. So there's a lot of complementary and synergistic actions that we got going on here. In addition to that, we have 100 milligrams of coffee berry, which is also neurofactor, which we've talked about a bunch of times on the channel. It's a coffee fruit extract that's been shown to ramp up brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, release in the brain. I love it. It's one of my favorite non-stimulatory nootropic ingredients.
Sounds wonderful.
There is a full
dose in here?
2,000, 3,000 word article on the Supplement Engineer blog about all things you want to know about neurofactor.
Who doesn't love neurofactor?
When I take this anecdotally, I get a very like ramping up of like the neural firing, the neural charging that goes on in my brain.
You're ready to focus and do something intelligent.
So like you can feel like a definite switching on of stuff there.
How long does it last?
Half-life, I don't know. The studies measured BDNF levels, I believe, up to 3 hours post-ingestion.
That's good.
Yeah. So I really like the ingredient. It's another great afternoon nootropic if you don't want to have any more caffeine or in your system or anything like that. You take that and just rhodiola by itself and maybe some tyrosine, you're set for a really good afternoon productivity. But you notice how we're layering different things.
I definitely noticed that you're doing that. You're hitting it from you're like a general.
Yeah, we got lion's mane that's hitting nerve growth factor.
Yeah.
We've got
something that's stopping it's inhibiting something breaking down.
Well, yeah, but for these, we're hitting different brain proteins that are ramping up the survival and creation of neurons in there.
I'm with you.
Lion's mane is for nerve growth factor. Coffee berry or neurofactor is for BDNF. And then Nootropic is also ramping up the production of those as well. So that's where you're going to get your brain's going to feel like it's on fire at this point. We're going with this. We've got 20 milligrams of vinpocetine, which is going to increase cerebral blood flow. So you're going to increase oxygen nutrient transport, which will help with overall ATP production, focus, mental clarity. And finally, we've got 1.5 milligrams of rowalskine, so alpha-yohimbine, which is just going to be another potency and a stimulant. Kick everything into gear, give you some of that aggression, motivation, desire to get out there and go after it.
Okay, well, I can say that I took it today. Can we talk?
Yeah, we're good.
I took it this morning, and I needed to get my act together. And I did. I was focused the entire morning. I just want to say, I was happy all morning. And even when I smashed my face into the door, I wasn't as angry as I really think I should be. I was laughing about it right after. So
It put you in a good mood even after you smashed.
because that was at like 12:30 and I took the stuff at 7. So I feel like I'm still happier than I should be.
Yeah. And one thing we should say is that 8 capsules is a lot for some people to take. 500 milligrams of caffeine might be a lot for some people to take. Not everybody. Like some people can handle 500 milligrams of caffeine plus all the other stuff we got going on here, not have any issues. Maybe you don't need that much. Maybe you don't want that much. You're still going to get a fairly loaded dose because even at 4 grams, you're still getting 1,000 milligrams of tyrosine, 300 milligrams of 50% alpha GPC plus all the other stuff that's in there. So uses, you could use this as a pre-workout. Like if you want to really just like a super focus heavy pre-workout, you can use it as that.
I like those.
The original idea for this was to come up with a supplement that could fuel you while you just wanted to like go out and have a crazy night with the gang at a
and remember it later.
And remember it later, yes. So you wanted to do that to just keep energized without having to guzzle a bunch of energy drinks and do all the other kind of goofy stuff that you would do at a bar or a night out on the town. So you can do it there. Increased overall productivity, and you can stagger the doses. You don't have to take all 8 caps in the morning. You could take like 4 in the morning and then 2 after lunch, or take 4 in the morning and 4 at lunch, or you could take 6 and 2. It's very versatile dosing.
If you know you have a rough day where you're going to need to mentally be aware, this is good in the morning.
Yeah. I really like this.
And then
like
you can
I
take it in the afternoon if you need it.
My personal favorite way to use this is 4 caps
in the morning. In the
morning with the non-stim bare knuckle pre-workout, and then I feel very rarely have I needed to use all 8 caps in a day. I can probably count on the hands the times that I've used a full serving of this, just because.
So that's more
the 4 caps in the morning,
effective too.
You're good to go, or half serving in the morning. That gets me going well into the afternoon workday.
Yeah, me too.
So
I'm still good.
Yeah. Do you have any questions about any of the ingredients or anything that I touched on?
I don't think so.
Okay. But yeah, if you guys are looking for that, Apollon always doses everything extremely well. Very, very high energy, long-lasting energy.
Yeah, but not shaky energy.
No, I've never felt jittery on this.
Super focused.
Well, and that's one of the reasons we've got rhodiola in there, is that it kind of helps balance things out in tyrosine. A lot of the times when you crash off of these super high stim pre-workouts, it can be due to a couple of things, like depletion of neurotransmitters, depletion of B vitamins, just overstimulation. So we've got the tyrosine in there to help combat that. We've got the rhodiola to help kind of even things out. Plus, we're also doing the sustained caffeine release between the caffeine anhydrous and the dicaffeine malate to kind of give you this kind of comprehensive energy focused productivity experience there.
Well, I was happy with it.
So yeah,